Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? You don't want to miss this market report. Hi, my name is Scott Reynolds. I'm the team leader of the Reynolds team here at Compass in Vero Beach. And I'm very excited to talk about the May market report. So most of the busy part of the season is over, and I wanted to kind of reflect on year to date. We're gonna talk all about the Barrier Island on 32963, and we're gonna look at the single family home market. And then in the same video, we're gonna also cover the condos because the markets are slightly different between the two single family and condo. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. There's been a lot of things in the news, lots of things in social media, and you hear a lot about the housing in the national news. And so what my whole point of doing this is really talking about local, because Vero Beach and actually every market is very different than what the national may be. So diving into the Vero Beach market, I went ahead and looked at year-to-date sales in 2025, so January through April, and then January through April of 2024, and just wanted to see how they compared. And strangely enough, the difference between the 2 years in the single family homes was only 3 home sales. So they're right there neck and neck. We also did see about a 3.5% median price increase this year from last year. So the median price this year on the Barrier Island was year to date is $1,350,000, and last year it was $1,330,000, right on the nose. So that puts us at over a small little increase, which is really good to hear, especially with all the different headlines and everything going on. And that's a really nice data set of 4 months of 2 years side by side. And then on the condo side of that same subject it's like a total different story. The condos, there were 62 closed condos year to date this year, and then same time last year there was 94, which is a 34% decrease. And then on the values, there was a 15% decrease in the values on condos. That was 665 this year and 780 last year. So we are seeing the price get realized down a little bit, and I think that has a lot to do with the condo associations and reserve funding and all those types of things. But candidly, everything I see, those are getting straightened out, and probably going to start seeing the condo sales the prices being a little more steady. So that's kind of like the overview market comparing the 2 years. And our inventory is getting really close to what it was pre-pandemic. So let's go ahead and dive into the actual numbers of April 2025 data versus the same time just last year. So now let's dive into the single family homes comparing April of 2025 to April of 2024. So the number of single family homes for sale towards the end of April was at 275 homes. That is up 34% from the same year over year. And then homes under contract, there was 36 under contract. So that's a 3% increase, so pretty consistent there. On the sold homes, there was 36, which is about 10% less than the same time last year. I don't expect that being a big problem because next month they'll be a little bit higher. Price per square foot was $661 dollars per square foot, and the original list price to sale price was at 90%, so seeing about a 10% discount. I've talked about this on a few videos, but if the original listing price would just be a little bit sharper, I know the sellers would net more money and have less days on market because it would create some enthusiasm out of the get-go. The average days on market is at 162 days. That is 23% above the same time last year. That goes into a little bit what I was just talking about on the starting listing price. And months of inventory, we're at 7 months of inventory. What's ironic is I look back 6 years ago when the market was like, totally normal and pre-pandemic. And ironically, we were at 7 months of inventory at the same time 6 years ago. So that's kind of normal for our market, 5 to 7 months, depending on the time of year. I did get an interesting stat because the new inventory is adjusting rather quickly. 52% of all the homes that are currently on the market on the beach side have had a price reduction. So they are getting recalibrated real time, creating buyer enthusiasm. So I think that's really, really good. And 11% of the listings ended up getting relisted. So they never sold during the original listing period. So they're usually the marketing approach, maybe the pricing strategy, wasn't in line. And so they, did a redo. So now moving over into the condo market, which is dynamically different. That's why I on purpose separate this. The number of condos for sale right now is 251, which is a 49% increase from the same time last year. The condos that are under contract are at 32. That's a 14% increase, which is really good. Closed homes at 24, that's a 7% decrease. Nothing major there. With the amount of pending sales for this month, the amount of closings for next month in May is going to be really good. Price per square foot on the condos, of the closed condos, were $429 per square foot. And original list price to sale price ratio is at 88%. I'd like to see that a little tighter. Average days on market of the ones that's closed was 138 days. That's a 12% increase. And right now we have about 8 months of inventory on the condo market. And kind of looking at the whole condo market of the active inventory, 47%, or roughly half of it, have all received price reductions. Again, creating a little bit of buyer enthusiasm because it's getting recalibrated. And 12% of the listings of the condos didn't sell, and they had to get relisted, and the marketing strategy and pricing strategy and everything had to get reset. So that overall is what we're seeing in the marketplace on the Barrier Island. The big takeaway to that, to me, is the homes are becoming, more affordable and stable. Nothing real crazy is going on. Maybe the only little adjustment is the seller's anticipation of their original price. Probably could get reassessed and taken a look at, but the actual contracts and the sales prices, I don't see anything going on negative or super positive. It's just steady, which is what I really like, and just a small little increase on the single family homes, which is creating some nice stability. If you're thinking about selling your home here on the island and would like to get your marketing strategy looked at and maybe get a pricing opinion and let us show you how we're different and how we can help get your home sold quicker and for more money, don't hesitate to reach out. All of my information is below. And if you like this information, please like and comment. And if you have any questions, and if you would love this report in your email, just put a comment down of your email address, and we'll make sure we get a full detail of the printed version in your email. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.